day in Foxborough. The Patriots offense looking like a well-oiled machine. It has been a long time since we were able to say that. The Boston Herald's Andrew Callahan calling it the best offensive practice in training camp since 2021 when Mac lit up the Giants in joint practices. Mass Live's Mark Daniels echoing those thoughts, calling it one of the best practices I've seen from this group in a while. Practice. We're talking about practice. Patriots offense started slowly, but it does seem to be finding its groove. And on the surface, this is a great thing. The Bill O'Brien move is already paying off. I'm just not sure it's going to make a seismic difference when the football actually matters. Hello and welcome to Arbella Early Edition. I am Trenni Casey. The Patriots offense is going to score points. Question is, how many? Ideally, they're also going to make fewer mistakes than last year, but no one's perfect. They can't be perfect. And without a game-changing quarterback or wideout, it's going to be hard to win the track race. Getting better is, of course, the goal here. But at the end of the day, winning is what matters. And I'm not sure that even with an improved offense, the Patriots can beat teams that have offenses that look like they're playing football in 2023. You know, that big first number one wideout. Quick personal anecdote to make this clear for you. In 2018, I was running really well. A few weeks before the Chicago Marathon, I ran a small half marathon outside of Boston. I was the second female overall. I easily won my age group. Guess what happened when I went to Chicago? Didn't come close to any of that. I made strides. By my standards, I was so much better. But that did not mean I was as good as the best of the best. I wasn't all that close. Kind of feels that way with the Patriots. I don't mean to be negative, guys. I do think this is good. I think steps forward are good, Tommy Curran. I can see you looking at me like, are you happy with nothing? I just look at the offense and I think to myself, okay, they had a really great day today, but what does that mean down the line? How good of a day did they have today, though?
Terrific. Outstanding. I actually found myself turning a couple times to a kid named Brian Hines from SB Nation, who I really enjoy watching practice with, and said, defense is trying, right? They're not going half speed because they keep completing everything here, Brian, and they were trying. And to me, just to look at this, does all this mean they're going to win a Super Bowl? Does all this mean they're going to win 11 games? No, but it gives hope to the consumer who just likes to consume the product that they're going to digest a watchable,
it's not going to be wretched,
and appetizing brand of football, which to me, it's baby stepping. I can't worry about what it will ultimately mean. All I can tell you is today was pretty appetizing.
And right now, all we have to compare it to is how they've performed against themselves. So to your example, Trenni, what you did in that half marathon, that was noteworthy at the time. That's all we're saying about today's work, is all we have to do is compare it to recent practices. This was the best they've had so far this summer, and last summer's practice. About a year ago today, it was August 8th, 2022, when David Andrews addressed most of the offense after what was a wretched practice. We were all watching. We all know it's going poorly. The players know it too, and he addressed them for several minutes, and he was heated. Now they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're dancing up a storm. NFL Network is there talking to Mac Jones and Juju Smith-Schuster about how they're going to celebrate their next touchdown. The fact that they've come this far, not only from last year, but just from a few practices ago, is noticeable to us. It's noticeable to the players, and it looks like they're going to have a much, much better product in 2023. That is worth celebrating to a degree.
Is this the type of practice that we'll look back on, either it be this season or maybe even next season, as like a turning point, Phil?
I think so. I really do. In the same way that we looked at that practice last year where David Andrews is talking to his players and they're trying to figure out what the answer is to better offense, to better efficiency, I think we could be looking back at this practice, August 2nd, 2023, and if it looks competent this year, we'll say, you know, we saw signs of this all the way back in early August because we did the same thing on the opposite side of the spectrum last year, Tom, and we were right.
There's going to be days, Trenni, where we look at it and go, that's not good. That's a bad day. And we're going to sit here and discuss the bad days. That will not rebut entirely the progress they've made. What's cool about this is it is a building block. It's like being in a class and you're learning a language and you figure out this part of the language, and then by the next week you're fluent in it, and then you move on to conjugating something else. They're going to start conjugating two-minute offense. And I'm guaranteeing you there's going to be periods of that aren't going to look great. But hopefully for them, 2 weeks down the road, they're going to be conjugating like fiends.
I know I shouldn't be frustrated, but now all this makes me think is, you just would have brought Bill O'Brien in last year.
Well,
you just would have brought a big offensive receiver. Like imagine what we could be talking about then.
Well, that's the
if they'd
agitation.
sort of like, followed all of followed the way, the path that they were supposed to.
You're right. That is the downside. So, okay, this is what the kid's capable of. That's what the offense is capable of. And you just peed up a rope for a
whole year.